June 20th, 1995. A treaty declaring a cessation of hostilities was signed in Lumen, a city on the border of South Belka and Osea. It was a one-sided treaty that heavily favored Osea. The borders of the affected countries that fluxed greatly over the past years finally settled down at the cost of many human lives. The battlefield shifted to the tables, and the politicians from all countries squabbled with each other over the rights to the underground natural resources, the initial cause of this war. 6 months passed without any developments. 6 months of void. I focused on this time period for the hidden truth laid there. And I learned that my pursuit of him was not a mistake.
Merry Strangemas, welcome back to Ace Combat Zero.
The top officers in the Belkan army have pulled a coup d'etat. Calling their organization a world with no boundaries, the forces bombed the city of Lumen, where the cessation of hostilities treaty was signed, using a giant gunship codenamed XBO. Your mission is to pursue the XBO and... Wait! We've just received an emergency transmission from the control tower. Unidentified aircraft are approaching our base. Scramble all planes. Quick, there's no time! Get into the air immediately!
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, so we're currently getting the ship bombed out of us as we speak.
Yep. But, that's one thing, but, before we, really get going, I think it's time to just dip into the shop for a second here and take a look at a couple of the new planes we've unlocked.
While everything's exploding. No big deal.
Yeah, I just like to imagine that, Cypher's just sort of standing there, browsing through, all the planes, and meanwhile, PJ is just running around screaming, throwing everything he can into his cockpit, going, come on, man, what the fuck?
I gotta look at this paint job, it's so stylish.
So, yes, as you can tell, I am joined by a new guest. I am here with Dr. Snark.
Hello, I am the man himself.
Yep. My first and probably only fan.
Yep, I've been watching them since the Shadows of the Empire LP, and let me tell you, it's all been downhill since then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know exactly what you're in for here.
Yep. Yep, still taking our time, not like we're in that much of a hurry.
Yeah.
No, should I get the bombs or the lasers? We're getting bombed, man, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna... About the whole takeoff thing.
Yeah, this section is a little new.
That's it, oh my god! That's a big one!
Yeah. I love how it literally blocks out the sun as it passes over.
Oh. Yeah, that's a bad thing.
And, of course, it's a bit of a blink and you'll miss it thing, but you'll also be able to pick out, what is going to be the boss squadron for this mission zipping around here shooting shit up, too.
Oh, I never even noticed that they were actually participating in the destruction.
Yeah, you can pick them out, I won't name them until they show up, but, yeah, they're definitely there.
So yeah, we're taking off the totally, unbombed runway, amazingly. Looks fine to me.
Yeah, no, Cypher's just gonna skip the plane over a couple of bomb craters here and there. It's no big deal, he can handle it.
Emergency launch! Hurry!
Yeah, that's a bit of a unique setup for a mission, even in all of Ace Combat.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if it happens, in 5, because, 0 is sort of a beat-for-beat, or I should say mechanic-for-mechanic copy of 5, but...
Yeah,
the, first-person on-the-ground cockpit section that you, cannot change views out of, that's definitely something that's if not new, then definitely rare
Yes.
for Ace Combat.
That it is. That's a very unorthodox start just to tell you how big and scary the XPO is.
So, we start the mission off, and, well, there's a big giant crater here, so that's something.
Yeah, I wonder what caused that.
And as we come up here... Oh, well, look at that. Why, hello, Steer Castle. Fancy seeing you again.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be not important until like 5?
But yeah, I do, like, I really appreciate that little detail that if you sort of stray off the flight path that the game wants you to follow, you'll run into Steer Castle, and it's like a nice little thing that you can discover on your own, almost purely by accident.
Yeah, it's a nice little touch. Shows that they care about the little details.
Target XPO sighted. Espada 1 to Espada 2. It's time to stop the Demon Lord. This is Espada 2. Roger. Lead the way.
Well, here's the Sapin Air Force's cameo in this game.
Yeah, and just so you know, the War Without Boundaries sent over their best super weapon, and they also sent over the XPO for good measure.
It's the only way to prevent a world with no boundaries.
So here we have Espada.
That Demon Lord has got to be quite an eyesore.
Yeah, so... Unfortunately, you know, as cool as they sort of seem, like, from that intro, and just because of the fact that they're, like, from not Spain and whatnot, and the fact that, like, they fly, like, these really sweet, like, red Matador-style planes, like, by and large, Espada is basically another Gelb-style, like, afterthought boss fight.
Yeah, also, quick note, remember that conversation about Eagle Eye authorizing combat within like 5 seconds? That's gonna be interesting come the first mission of Ace Combat 5.
Yeah, little bit of a contrast there.
Yeah. So Espada's a bit oddball in that they're made up of 2 planes. One, this first Rafael IM, which is a very decent mid-tier-ish plane, and the other is a very unique plane, the Draken. The very first plane you started with, basically. This is going to become important because the threat level is a bit, skewed.
Yeah, like, it's not the Rafale that you need to worry about, it's the Draken.
Yeah, as we can see here, the Rafale goes down. So, you're thinking, like, it's just a Draken. How hard could it be to shoot down? And then you see how it's cornering Crow right here.
Yeah.
Like, this... Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
This is before, like, even modded planes are a thing, and this Draken is still, like, just dancing around you and your missiles.
But yeah, the thing to note about the Espada team, especially as we're coming sort of to the end of the fight here, is, like, they're really not that big of a threat to you, especially on normal. Their primary role in this mission is just a time sink.
Like, much as I joke about it, Espada 1's main goal is just to dodge around you like there's no tomorrow. Once you corner him, he goes down pretty quickly. If you can corner him.
Yeah, like, their job is to keep you busy while the Respelger, which is the proper name of the XPO, while that thing hightails it out of the combat zone. Like, really? Like, in all seriousness, probably, like, the Su-27s or 37s, like the general planes, or the unique aces that spawn on the higher difficulties are more of a threat to you in this mission than the Espada team really is.
Yeah, because they show up later and can group up on you. Speaking of which, we're going to be coming up on the Resvelger any second now, so we can talk about that in a bit more detail.
Yeah, but you can already see, like, how much distance it put between us and where we started.
Yeah, the Espada team will take up a lot of your time, even if you're ready for them. So the rest Valkyrie's been interesting in that it's a boss that technically shows up later in the games, but change. But the mechanics of it stay the same.
Yeah, like, we'll definitely be seeing sort of an evolution in terms of design, and like, I said this like to Lazy Fire with sort of the introduction to Excalibur, but this is once again like a prequel to Belka's recurring gifts to the world of Ace Combat.
You just gotta love it. They fuck themselves over, they fuck the rest of the world over too.
Like,
It's just fucking up for everyone.
yeah.
Spread the love. Or hate, in this case.
Yeah, like, I sort of described, like, Ace Combat Zero to Blind Sally as basically, like, okay, Belka shatters itself into a million pieces and then chokes the world on its shards.
Yeah. So, anyway, the XPO isn't a too complex boss for the first phase. All you gotta do is blast away all the guns.
Second phase, however, yeah, that's a little bit of a different bird.
Because now you've got to shoot up, like you can see you got the sands, well, the AAMs, quote-unquote.
Yeah,
but you also gotta nail the engines now, which is a little more difficult than it might sound.
Yeah, because the big threat, or I guess the big challenge, I suppose, in taking this thing out really isn't trying to avoid anything that it fires at you, it's lining up your shots properly, because this thing has a lot of really weird angles to it that will cause a lot of your missile shots to trash, because it will miss the hitbox that it needs to register and just crash into another part of its geometry.
Yeah, it's a lot more of a pain to shoot this one down than its later incarnation, that's for sure.
And, like, see, yeah, like, that one I put it right in the tailpipe and it's still only registered just one hit, usually like it would be hit destroy. But, yeah, funny thing, you mentioned that. The one that shows up in 6 is sort of tweaked a little bit in terms of, like, its difficulty, but there's two things that sort of alter it compared to the Hraspelgr, and one of them is the fact that the boss squadron guarding it is a hell of a lot more of a threat to you than a Spada ever is.
Very true.
Yeah, and at the same time, you've also got to remember that Ace Combat 6 is basically baby's first Ace Combat. It was designed for the Xbox generation.
That's very true. No, even so, it's still a very tough bastard to shoot down.
I know, yeah. I say that, and yet it somehow still manages to have one of the hardest ace-to-ace boss fights in the entire series.
So yeah, so now that we blasted away every single gun and engine on the ship, we have to take out the cockpit just to be sure.
Yeah, mess up his steering or, you know, kill the flight crew, whatever comes first.
Same difference, really. Yeah, this is just a kill shot over here, just to show that, yes, you did utterly obliterate this thing.
Yeah, this is the gravy points one. And, you see, like I said there, missiles fired even after the mission accomplished screen comes up are still live because I took the only hit I ever took there in this mission.
Yep.
Thanks, Ace Combat.
Yeah, we love you so much.
Also, I'm pretty sure that was Maurice LaMarche that said that line, because it sounded really Maurice LaMarche-y.
It did, didn't it? Now that you mention it.
There's a coded message on the radio. Decrypting message. Yo, buddy, you still alive? Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Well, that's gonna be a thing we're gonna have to deal with. Oh, it's going, explode already.
Yeah, because that's exactly what the Waldreich Mountains need, another goddamn crater in them.
Well, it's not like the terrain around there could get any worse.
The XPO has been shot down. However, our base was heavily damaged in the surprise attack. The squadron that you engaged consisted of Sappan and Osean fighters. We're currently investigating the situation. Once we determine the location of the renegade organization, we will launch a counterinsurgency operation.
Yeah, remember, these guys attacked us on Christmas Day. This will not stand. It's time to end these fuckers.
Damn straight. So, a Merry Christmas and Happy New Explosions to everyone.